Hello and welcome to Clearview TV News. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. In the news, President Buhari inaugurates National Economic Council, identifies 4 key areas of interest for the next 4 years. Confusion hits Bauchi Assembly as 2 speakers emerge from parallel inaugurations. And Iranian forces shoot down U.S. military surveillance drone in the Strait of Hormuz for alleged violation of Iranian airspace. I am Nten Ekman with details of these and many others. Welcome. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday met behind closed doors with President Patrice Talon of Benin Republic at the presidential villa in Abuja. The Beninese leader, who arrived at the forecourt of the presidential villa at 11:35 a.m., was received by the President Muhammadu Buhari. The 2 leaders immediately went into a closed-door meeting. They discussed, among other things, security and bilateral matters, as well as sub-regional issues. President Muhammadu Buhari has asked state governors to give priority attention to 4 critical areas, namely security, agriculture, health and education in the next 4 years of the current dispensation. The President gave the charge on Thursday at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja, while inaugurating the National Economic Council chaired by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. President Buhari emphasized the need for the state chief executives to enforce statutory provisions on free and compulsory education, noting that it is a crime for any parent to keep his child out of school. He urged the governors to put in place the necessary infrastructure needed to improve the quality of education in their states. On renewed security threats in parts of the country, President Buhari called for active citizenship involvement in efforts to effectively secure the country. The National Economic Council is a high-level decision-making forum which has a constitutional mandate to advise the President on economic matters as well as coordinate economic policies and programs of government at all levels. President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed Mele Kolo Kyari as the new Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC. Also appointed alongside Kyari are 7 new Chief Operating Officers. NNPC Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Ndu Ugamadu conveyed the President's approval for the new appointments in a statement made available to newsmen in Abuja this Thursday morning. Until his new appointment, Kyari, a geologist, was the Group General Manager, Crude Oil Marketing Division of the NNPC, and also dabbled since May 13, 2018 as Nigeria's national representative to the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. The statement said President Buhari further directed that the new GMD and the newly appointed Chief Operating Officers should work with the current occupiers of the various offices till July 7, 2019, towards a smooth transition from July 8, 2019, when their appointment will take effect. However, the appointment of Farouk Garba Said Northwest, who is replacing a retiring Chief Operating Officer, is effective from June 28, 2019. The other newly appointed Chief Operating Officers are Roland Honoriode Ewubare South-South Upstream, Mustafa Yinusa Yakubu North Central Refining and Petrochemicals, Yusuf Usman Northeast Gas and Power. President Muhammadu Buhari has confirmed the reappointment of Mr. Ahmed Idris as the Accountant General of the Federation. The appointment of Idris as the AGF is coming 3 weeks after the inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari as the President for a second term. The reappointment of Idris was communicated by Mrs. Wumi Ogumushunle, Director of Communications Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, on Wednesday. According to Ogumushunle, the appointment of Idris will take effect from June 25, 2019. President Buhari first appointed Idris, who had served as the Director of Finance and Accounts at the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps headquarters Abuja in June 2015. Idris has also served as the Director of Finance and Accountant at the Federal Minister of Mines and Steel Development. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria (MAN) has asked President Muhammadu Buhari to make power easily accessible to Nigerian industries as a way of strengthening the nation's manufacturing sector. MAN's national leadership made the request during a courtesy visit to President Buhari at the presidential villa. Speaking with State House correspondents after the meeting, MAN's President Masu Ahmed said that constant power supply is required to strengthen the economic base of the country. Senate President Ahmed Lawan has dropped Dr. Festus Adedayo, who he appointed Special Advisor on Media and Publicity on Tuesday. A statement from the Office of the President of the Senate on Thursday in Abuja said it reviewed the appointment of Adedayo and rescinded its earlier decision on it. The statement was signed by Muhammad Isa, Special Assistant to the Senate President on Media and Publicity. The dropping of Adedayo may not be unconnected with pressure on the Senate leadership to do so following mounting criticisms from the All Progressives Congress stakeholders over the appointment. The decision to drop Adedayo was reached on Wednesday night in a meeting by key officials of the Red Chamber. The meeting was said to have held in the residence of the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, who chaired this session. No sooner was the appointment of Adedayo, a PhD holder in political communications, was announced than outcry and criticism started pouring in, saying he was unsuitable for the position. The outcry, which was loud, especially on social media, and was championed by Buhari Media Organization (BMO) and some members of the All Progressives Congress (APC), tagged Adedayo anti-Buhari media personality. To press the matter home, the groups resorted to rebroadcasting of anti-government social media posts linked to Adedayo. A similar outcry is also trailing the reappointment of 4 other media aides announced by Lawan to serve him. The aides also served his predecessor, Abubakar Bukola Saraki. They include Mr. Mohammed Issa, Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Olu Onemola, Special Assistant on New Media, and Tokbe Olowoye, Senior Legislative Aide on Media and Publicity Photography. Lawan, however, stood his ground on the aides, saying he would retain them. The Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ovie Omoagege, has approved the appointment of 3 major legislative aides. The appointments take immediate effect and are all based on merit, according to a statement personally signed by Omoagege and released by his office. Those appointed are Dr. Otive Igbuzo as his Chief of Staff, Yomi Odunuga as Special Advisor, Media and Publicity, and Ms. Lara Owoye, we say as Senior Special Assistant on Electronic and New Media. Senate President Ahmed Lawan on Wednesday visited Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, reiterating his earlier stance that the Red Chamber under his watch will not be a rubber stamp. Lawan, who spoke to State House correspondents after the meeting, added that the Parliament is an aggregator and an aggregate or an assemblage of people that have equal status. He explained that being elected as Senate President does not mean that he is the boss of the other senators, saying his job is simply to coordinate and aggregate views and lead debates. Whoever is in the majority, it will be the deck on the Senate appropriately and accordingly. So therefore will be nothing like rubber stamp, he said. So far, I have never seen a National Assembly that had a rubber stamp leadership, and I have been around for 20 years to that. On his visit to Osinbajo, he said, "We have come to pay courtesy and thank your visit to His Excellency the Vice President for the support and all the interventions he made during the contest for the office of the Senate President, the Deputy Senate President, the Speaker, and even the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives." This is an opportunity for us to also discuss the type of Senate and, of course, the National Assembly that should be expected in the 9th National Assembly. As the new National Assembly leaders entered last week, Lawan pointed out that they received a bipartisan mandate from across parties. 2 speakers have emerged in the Bauchi State House of Assembly after rival factions swore in speakers and deputy speakers in the parallel inauguration in Bauchi on Thursday. One of the contestants for the position of the Speaker, Abubakar Suleiman of the All Progressives Congress from Ningi constituency, along with two others from his party, went into alliance with the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to be elected Speaker in the premises of the House, which was immediately followed by the swearing-in of the Deputy Speaker, Danlami Kawule of the PDP from Bauchi 2 constituency. To the surprise of the other group, Abubakar Suleiman's group, which had 11 members, including himself, had been sworn in before their arrival into the assembly complex, which led to confusion, and some members who felt outsmarted were heard saying, "You are an illegal speaker. Come down from there." In a show of strength, the rival group accosted the mace as Suleiman's group tried to go out of the assembly complex, but they came short of getting the mace after security agents present at the assembly intervened. However, the immediate past Speaker Shehu Damina from Darazo constituency, who is also contesting for the speakership of the House, organized his group of 18 members and held a parallel inauguration and was sworn in as Speaker alongside his deputy Tiku Ibrahim from Toro constituency outside the assembly complex and without the mace. As at press time, there's heavy presence of security in the assembly complex. You're watching the news coming to you live from Clearview Television. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, there'll be more news. Please stay with us.
Wow! Ekide chewa gegedede. Je kuma gbomuwe. Ekide che odukane kedu kolonyoba. Ka awon dugbe de hu amoma agbadufo onekele ponugule. Manike koma alukuma bai alukuma ko ichiwa igala. Omi kuna ka ishoma me kukojane igala de. Edomi sebo kubojile uchoma me igala. Nakina gowa oji television kide meba. Ekidere ma bino.
Látorí ìdárayá ní orí ọ̀dọ̀, látorí ọ̀dọ̀ olóṣèlú títí dé orí ọ̀wọ́n lọ́balọ́ba àti ìjòyè ya wọn. Ẹ̀kọ́ àti àṣà àti ìṣera. Ètò ẹ̀jáyé ìgbóra ó ti rá láti jẹ́ àmọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀. Ní agbègbè ra àti àyíkára lílẹ̀ ọkùn. Agbọ́ra, àwòrà níbi ẹ̀tíyàwó ra ètò ẹ̀jáyé ìgbóra àti mọ́rin gbogbo níbẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ àwòrà lórí rẹ̀. Ẹja sọmọkọ ọmọ sọmọ.
Uni ahoime, banguni enwome ati sojete, banguni iresu amuhi, baki epezwe ati ameme worokame da shekura novede, ibiraba beva sezo onene, isambuhi oneri odovide kura ame, oneri saza esi kameeni, avabani voneva sevore, diaka, iresu ibiraba be TV, oneva sevo vidaune, jozire sokoko eturonone, ibiraba be, yavabe, dinyo ishehun, dia novede.
Welcome back, and on the rest of the news. Justice Okonabang of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has adjourned till July 2 for continuation of hearing in the case involving the former Director General, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, Baturi Masari. Masari is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on a 17-count charge bordering on money laundering to the tune of 107 million naira. Justice Abang Masari's initial arraignment by the Commission was on May 27, 2019. At the resumed hearing on Wednesday, Justice Abang asked the Defense Counsel Abubakar Mogaji to furnish the court with the document upon which he relied on to object to the evidence of the prosecution at the last hearing, but Mogaji disclosed that he had unfortunately misplaced it and therefore withdrew his objection. He, however, pleaded with the court to move a motion on the abuse of court process, which the judge had already ruled on, but the prosecution counsel, Iheanacho Ekene, objected to the plea, arguing that the matter had been functus officio. Justice Abang adjourned the case to July 2 and October 8, 2019 for continuation of trial. A high court sitting in Kano on Thursday again ordered Governor Abdullahi Ganduje and Emir of Kano Alhaji Muhammadu Sanusi II to maintain status quo in respect of the interim order issued against the governor on May 10. The court, through the ex parte application by the applicant Rabiu Guazo, restrained Ganduje and all other respondents in the case from appointing or recognizing any purported emir under the Kano State Emirate Council on Appointment Disposition Amendment Law 2019, pending the hearing of the motion on notice. In his ruling, Justice Nasiru Saminu ordered that all the parties in the suit should still maintain status quo, pending the hearing of the motion on notice. Saminu adjourned the matter until July 15 for hearing. Earlier, the counsel to Ganduje, the former Attorney General of Kano State, Ibrahim Mukhtar, urged the court to vacate the order since it was issued over 20 days ago and has expired. The counsel to the applicant, Lateef Agbemi, objected to the oral application to vacate the order by informing the court that the application should be accompanied with a written address. Dayo, the son of the immediate past Minister of Health, Isaac Adewole, has been released. It could, however, not be confirmed if a ransom was paid or not. Adewole was kidnapped on Tuesday at his farm located at Iroko near Fiditi in Afigio local government area for your state on Tuesday. An aide to the minister told newsmen the minister's son regained freedom Wednesday evening. Sources say the huge ransom was paid to secure his release. 3 suspects, including Dayo's domestic staff, has, however, been arrested in connection with the crime. You're still watching the news coming to you on Clearview TV. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with more stories. Please stay with us.
The Healthcare Plus program in Kogi State was initiated by Governor Yahaya Bello to reduce neonatal and maternal deaths by offering free medical services and commodities to pregnant women from conception through delivery. The program has kicked off and is witnessing immense success as women now take to antenatal care. There have been unique stories from center to center, and we'll share in weekly episodes a few of the most unique cases. Welcome to Healthcare Plus Baby of the Week.
She was referred from Primary Health Center, Jegubeki, to General Hospital, Kotonkapri. Immediately she came, we received her warmly. And as a midwife, I checked her and know that the presentation is abnormal. So immediately I sent for doctor, and doctor came immediately.
Actually, our patient is from Jegu, under Healthcare Plus. She was rushed here. It's a brief presentation of baby in a term. So we went for scan, and it was complete breach with already in labor. So she was taken to theater. Thank God the outcome was wonderful. A live baby boy went almost 3.8. Today, the mother and the baby is alive, sound and healthy, happy.
Baby was sick too. He said, "I been no sick for me. When picking, land and way. Once he told you me, mo gba ko bo lọ́wọ́ mi. Èmi àti ọmọ mi a sì wà. Kò sí problem. Wọ́n attend mi gidigidi. Wọ́n ṣe mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Ọlọ́run ó ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ o. Nurse àti doctor, Ọlọ́run ó ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ o. Ọlọ́run ó dúró tì wọ́n o. Kò ní padà lẹ́yìn wọn o. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Yàyà Bello. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ o. Ọlọ́run ó máa gbé lókè o. Wájú ní wọn lọ. Kò ní lu ẹ̀yìn mọ́ o. Ó ṣe mo dúpẹ́ o.
In fact, we don't know how to appreciate the government and what they are doing. The Healthcare Plus is actually helping the people of this environment by saying, may God give him the strength to continue this wonderful work.
We thank Yaya Bello for this program. And we pray for Yaya Bello to continue with this program till the end of his tenure. And we pray for Yaya Bello to come back for the second time so that he can continue his good job. Thank you.
And that's it on this episode of Healthcare Plus Baby of the Week. Keep a date with us for another exciting episode.
ekide shewa gegedede je kuma gbomu we ekide se odukane kedu kolonyogba ka awon dugbede hu amoma agbadufo onekele konubule manike koma alukuma bai alukuma ko ichiwa igala omi kuna kai shomame kukojane igala de edomi sebo kukojile uchomame igala lakina gowa oji television kide mepa ekidere ma bino
látòrí ìdárayá kí orí ọ̀dọ̀ látòrí ọ̀dọ̀ olóṣèlú títí dé orí ọ̀wọ́n lọ́balọ́ba àti ìjòyè ya wọn yìí. ẹ̀kọ́ àti àṣà àti ìṣera ètò ẹ̀jáyé ìgbóra ó ti rá láti jẹ́ àmọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ṣẹlẹ̀ ní agbègbè ra àti àyíká ra lílẹ̀ ọkùn ẹ̀ agbọ́ra ẹ̀ àwòrà níbi ẹ̀kíyàwó ra ètò ẹ̀jáyé ìgbóra àti mọ́rin gbogbo ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀ àwòrà lórí rẹ̀.
ẹja sọmọ kọ́ ọmọ sọmọ.
Uni ahoime, bawuni enwome ati sojete, bawuni iresu amuhi, baki epezwe ati ameme worokame da shekura novede, ibiraba beva sezo unini, isamuhi, oneri odovide kura ame, oneri saza, esi kameeni, avabani voneva sevore, diaka, iresu ibiraba be TV, oneva sevo vidaune, jozire sokoko, eturonone, ibiraba be, yavabe, dinyo ishehun, dia novede.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
Welcome back. A 300-level student of the University of Benin, Christabel Omore Buoro Owoicho, who was found dead in her room, was raped before committing suicide, her friend and uncle have said. The earlier report has said she committed suicide because of a strained relationship with her boyfriend. She was said to have locked herself indoor after her roommate left the hostel, increased the volume of her music, left a note, and committed the act. Her roommate Fola Kemi and a man who identified himself as a deceased uncle Ben Bami said Christabel, who was an introvert, never had a boyfriend in her entire life and was exceptionally brilliant. Sources said she was a virgin before her encounter with the rapist. Police spokesman in Edo DSP Chidi Mwabuzo said no arrest had been made as investigation had begun. Meanwhile, Samuel Elias, 25, a final year student of Department of Religion and Culture, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, has allegedly committed suicide by drinking sniper. The mother of the deceased, Mrs. Kate Elias, a staff of the university, told newsmen that the unfortunate incident happened on Monday, June 17, around 5:30 p.m. in a house at Justin Aeze Street in Nsukka. Elias said she came back from work on that fateful day and discovered that the mood of her first child was bad and he was staggering when he came to collect a bottle of Coke from the fridge. According to her, they immediately rushed him to Faith Foundation Hospital in Nsukka and were later referred to Bishop Shanahan Hospital, where he eventually died. The mother of 7 said her son could have died of depression, noting that he had been lamenting of his inability to graduate from UNN because of his final year project which had been holding him. She also said the son had not been happy how his late father's family had abandoned them since their father died. When contacted, Mr. Ebere Amaraizu, the police public relations officer in Enugu State, confirmed the incident and said the police would investigate the circumstances surrounding the death. And reactions have continued to trail the growing spate of suicide in Nigeria, particularly among youths. A trauma therapist, Vera Chioma Paulson, has called on the federal government to place a ban on the sale of a popular insecticide known as Sniper in open markets. Speaking on Clearview TV's Big Fast show Hello Africa this Thursday, Vera also challenged parents and guardians to take greater interest in the mental health of their children and wards, even as she recommended moderate lifestyles for all, irrespective of their social status. Correspondent Magdalene Michael tells us more.
Among other factors responsible for suicide are suicidal behavior, depression, substance use, school achievement, interpersonal relationship, self-esteem, and environmental situations. It is a serious health problem caused by depression, which is common among adolescents. The high ranking of Nigeria as a suicide-prone country is becoming a thing of concern to all, especially among young people. Suicide is currently the third leading causes of deaths for youths between the ages of 15 and 24 in the world. A mental health specialist, Vera Paulson, blames the growing incidence of suicide among youths on a number of factors.
People inside. That's to tell you that you're not the only one that is at that stage of giving up.
Like
so many people are going through that same stuff. You just have to reach out to someone to help you. I didn't mention support group.
Yeah.
To be able to look for a support group to help yourself out of depression. Because when you get involved in support group, you have people that are going through that same stuff with you. And when they share their experience, yes, and when they share their experiences of how they've been coping daily, it can actually help you and make you feel you will not feel lonely rather.
And
you have this sense of belonging, like okay.
That girl, you find someone better. Something like that. Just that word alone can actually get you off that. Yes, you understand. So maybe she didn't have people that really love her. And another thing is that open up. Talk to someone. She didn't speak to someone. I'm sure if she had spoken to someone, someone could have actually helped her. Maybe someone could have referred her to someone or find a solution for her. You understand? The problem we have in this country is that we don't speak out. We normally use this religious attitude of I can handle it and God can take care of it for me. Not knowing that God has placed individuals there to help us at a particular stage of our life where we need help. God is within individuals. In fact, we are gods. So whenever we need help, a particular kind of God reflects in us for that help we need at that particular stage.
While the Spectator Index published a World Health Organization research that ranked suicide per 100,000 per country, Nigeria placed fifth with 15,000 suicides in every 100,000 suicides. But what is the immediate remedy? The trauma therapist called on government to take the lead in helping to curtail the trend.
For me, I feel like they're not even moved by the rate at which suicide is occurring in the country. They will just hear about it and it's as if they'll just, shift their ears to what's happening.
They turn a deaf ear.
They'll just be like
a blind eye to things that are happening.
As long as it's not them, it's not part of the family, so why should I be worried? You understand? But one day it's going to be someone you know, someone very close to you, but nobody will listen to you then because when others were going through it, you didn't speak out, you didn't help someone else. Okay, so I think I'm with you in that one. I think it should be banned from our society. Some dangerous kind of chemicals, pesticides and all, should be made unaffordable. Like they should be so expensive. If they cannot ban it, they should make it so expensive that a common youth cannot purchase it. You understand? Instead of them to be able to purchase it, they should be able to have the money to go and see a therapist.
According to the World Health Organization, WHO, an estimated 800,000 people die by suicide annually, and Nigeria now ranks among the top suicide-prone countries. According to the World Population Review, Nigeria, with a crude suicide rate of 9.5%, 100,000 population ranks 10th in Africa and 67th in the world. Magdalene Michael, reporting for Clearview Television.
And more Nigerians have been drumming support for architect Bulama Waziri, who is bidding for the office of the National Secretary of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC. The latest solidarities from various youth groups led by the youth leader representing the 6 geopolitical zones, Segun Tomori. Segun described Bulama as a man with great potentials, integrity, competence, and loyalty. He made a call at a custom visit to the office of the National Vice Chairman to advocate for architect Bulama Waziri as APC National Secretary by the Bulama Support Group. The report.
The National Vice Chairman, Northeast APC, Comrade Saliu Mustafa, in his remark urged Nigerians to stand by Bulama Waziri. He added that Bulama is a true reflection of politics, regardless of his political ambition, adding he's selfless, disciplined, upward, and has the interest of the people at heart.
Custodian of the party in the Northeast and has the responsibility of calling for the stakeholders within the zone to nominate the best candidate for APC National Secretary. I do that on behalf of all of you and on behalf of Architect Waziri Bulama. Thank you.
The National Coordinator Coalition of Buhari Osibanjo Movement, Koban, Augustine Esikwe, says the purpose of the event is to pave way for a greater Nigeria and give democracy a new face by supporting architect Bulaman Waziri.
We are gathered here this afternoon because we need to talk about the recent development. I talked about the last election, and then at the same time to look forward to the next election.
Speaking to Clearview, NC Zonal Coordinator Engineer Celestine Gwambuduli says in the past years, Koban has contributed to effort at ensuring a better Nigeria for all. He stated that APC will not just support any candidate for a sensitive position, but will consider capacity and competence to ensure that the right candidate is chosen, adding Bulaman is the perfect match for the APC National Secretary position.
Koban believes that the office requires a committed party member that is dependable, disciplined, erudite, and an organizer, detribalized, level-headed, etc., so that he or she will promote justice, unity, and hope in the party, and consolidate on successes, institutionalize systems and operations to stabilize APC as a party so as to deepen democracy in Nigeria. It is on this note that Koban wholeheartedly, without reservation, endorses architect Bulama Waziri as the most suitable candidate to fill the position of the National Secretary of the All Progressive Congress APC. Long live APC, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Celestine called on all Nigerians, both young and old, to give their support to Bulaman for APC National Secretary. Joy Esekweyi reporting for Clearview Television.
The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, in collaboration with the United Nations Refugee Agencies and ECOWAS, has called on the public to stand in solidarity with refugees. This appeal took center stage at the working commemoration of the World Refugee Day celebrated annually on June 20 in Abuja. Correspondent Ifeolu Waishola was there in our report.
As Nigeria joined the rest of the world in celebrating the World Refugee Day, the National Commission of Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons in Nigeria, in collaboration with ECOWAS and UN, embarked on a work to advocate for refugees to have a place in the country and not be treated less than humans as they are humans too. In an interview, National Commission of Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons in Nigeria, Sadiya Umar Farouk, says the government is doing greatly in supporting the Commission to provide a home for the refugees. She reminded Nigerians that they have refugees among them and called on them to protect such refugees by giving the necessary support to make them feel at home.
People should join us in taking a step with the refugees. People should show love, care and concern to these people who have lost almost everything to seek refuge in our country. Doing our best to take care of these people as a commission. The government has been very supportive and our refugees are doing very well. Our refugees are not restricted.
Also speaking, the representative of the United Nations to Nigeria, Antonin Hayadula, says the Commission is an entry point for the UN to help the refugees and IDPs, and also called the attention of the public to the plight of the refugees.
Well, this work is essentially to call the attention of the public in general to the plight of refugees, to the situation of internally displaced populations, to tell the world that refugees and internally displaced populations are people like you, they are people like me. They need our solidarity and they need our attention. We need to help them regain their dignity as human beings.
The Director of Humanitarian and Social Affairs of ECOWAS, Sintiki Tafa, enjoined Commission and the public to continually support the refugees and IDPs to become self-reliant.
We should salute the courage, the strength, the determination of refugees, internally displaced persons in West Africa, and we should do all we can to support host communities that are providing support to all refugees in West Africa, and to continue to provide ways to support refugees, migrants, internally displaced persons to be self-reliant in our region.
The National Commission of Refugees, Migrants and Internal Displaced Persons in Nigeria was incorporated in the 1951 United Nations Convention relating to the status of refugees, its 1967 Protocol and the 1969 Organization of African Unity Convention governing specific aspects of refugees' problems in Africa, which together form the guide to the protection and management of asylum seekers and refugees in Nigeria. The Commission's mandate was expanded by the federal government to cover issues relating to internally displaced persons and the coordination of migration and development in 2002 and 2009 respectively. Ifeoluwa Ishola, reporting for Clearview Television.
The implementation of the ECOWAS Quality Infrastructure Policy received a boost on Wednesday as the Commission brought together critical stakeholders on its Community Committee for Conformity Assessment to adopt the draft document for the establishment of the ECOWAS Regional Product Certification Scheme called ECOMARC. The committee meeting is taking place within the framework of the West African Quality System Program implemented by UNIDO with funding from the European Union. UNIDO Chief Technical Advisor Aka Kusa says the Abuja Forum provides an opportunity to encourage all other organizations within member states that are currently making significant efforts to upgrade their national product certificate body. Correspondent Anietia Patrick compiles their story.
The ECOWAS certification scheme in the region opts for a valorization of national certification bodies that will be mandated structures to deliver the ECOMARC. COAC gave a breakdown of the 5 priority products selected by member states such as drinking water, cashew nuts, vegetable oils, cement and fish, which will provide an opportunity to encourage all other organizations in member states that currently produce significant efforts to upgrade towards accreditation.
People in the laboratory, they can say that, yeah, we have measured something with our equipment, etc., and we can certify that this product is conform. But you, simple consumer, how can you identify in the market that products are conform with standards? That's why we build what is called certification mark. A certification mark is a system which is built by technicians, but which aim to ensure to guide the consumer in the market, to guide them so that when they see this sign, this mark, this design on a product, they are sure that behind this sign you have a system which has certified that this product is conform with the standard. This is the main aim of the certification mark.
With the standards developed by ECOWAS and a growing number of manufacturing enterprises in the region, time has come to ensure that unsafe or uncompliant products do not find their way to ECOWAS market as exports from West Africa. Hence the selection of some products to start with in ensuring fit and censored products are in the African region to improve economic competitiveness.
So we have food products. I know that we have water, we have cashew, we also have cement, and we have 2 other products, 2 other food products. So these products were chosen because it is widely used in all the region, and also it's part of the priority of ECOWAS Commission. We have this ECOWAS trade which should be developed also at African level. We have this area for trade. We have also we would like to export towards EU and so on and so on. With this mark, I think that it is a very strong tool to help all our traders, all our companies based in the region to take advantage of all these trades that are being developed by ECOWAS Commission with member states and partners.
Although the region is still working towards ensuring that quality and standard is enforced, maximum progress has been made so far in ensuring that consumers have confidence in public authorities and manufacturers regarding the conformity of products in West Africa. Annie T. Patrick, reporting for Clearview Television.
On the foreign scene, the Ghana University Education of Winneba in Ghana has terminated the appointment of visiting Nigerian English professor who was seen urging Nigerians in a video that has gone viral to stand up against Ghanaians who are mistreating them. The decision was taken after a disciplinary committee of the university conducted a probe into the content of the video. Sources say the professor told the committee the video was doctored. However, the university in a statement said after subjecting Professor Augustine Uzoma Nwagbara to internal disciplinary process, he was found to be culpable of gross misconduct and has accordingly been dismissed. The content of the video has reportedly been widely condemned by Ghanaians over fears it could further polarize the recent tense relationship between locals and Nigerians residing in the country. In the said video, Professor Nwagbara is believed to have made several unsavory, unethical, and damning comments about Ghana, its history, as well as its educational system. Augustine Uzoma Nwagbara, a professor of English language, has been on sabbatical at the Department of Applied Linguistics of the university since October 2018. A U.S. military surveillance drone has been shot down by the Iranian forces while flying over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Islamic Revolution Guards Corps, the IRGC, said the aircraft had violated Iranian airspace and that the incident sent a clear message to America. But the U.S. military insisted the drone had been over international waters at the time and condemned what it called an unprovoked attack by the IRGC. President Donald Trump tweeted, "Iran made a very big mistake. The incident comes at a time of escalating tensions between the two countries." On Monday, the U.S. Defense Department said it was deploying 1,000 extra troops to the region in response to what is called hostile behavior by Iranian forces. It has already sent an aircraft carrier strike group B and B-52 bombers. The U.S. has also accused Iran of attacking two oil tankers with mines last Thursday just outside the Strait of Hormuz in the Gulf of Oman. Iran rejects the allegations. It was the second time in a month tankers had been attacked close to the region, through which a fifth of the world's oil passes each day. Tensions were further fueled on Monday when Iran announced its stockpile of low-enriched uranium will next week exceed limits it agreed with world powers under a landmark nuclear deal in 2015. Sajid Javid had been knocked out of the Tory leadership race, leaving three contenders vying for the job and to be the next Prime Minister of the UK. The Home Secretary received 34 votes, coming behind Jeremy Hunt with 59 votes. Michael Gove received 61 votes, leapfrogging Mr. Hunt to gain second place, while frontrunner Boris Johnson got 157 votes from MPs. MPs are now voting in a fifth ballot to select the two candidates who will go through to a party membership vote. The remaining two MPs will compete in a runoff of the party's 160,000 members, and the winner will be announced in the week of July 22. Leader of the Scottish Conservative Ruth Davidson, a key supporter of Sajid Javid, said she now wanted Mr. Gove in the final two, describing him as smart, articulate, and always on top of detail. Ms. Davidson is not an MP and therefore does not get a vote in the fifth ballot. Mr. Johnson, a former Foreign Secretary, said he was incredibly grateful for the support of more than half of the Conservative MP, adding that they have much more work to do. EU leaders on Thursday gathered in Brussels for summit talks aimed at deciding who will get the EU's top jobs and what to prioritize in the next 5 years. European Council President Donald Tusk, chairing Thursday's talks, wants candidates to be named at the summit, but the Council's choices require approval by the European Parliament. The most powerful job is EU Commission President. Ex-Luxembourg PM Jean-Claude Juncker has held the post since 2014. Brexit is not a major item in the meeting. Mr. Tusk is to give the government leaders a brief update on Brexit developments on Friday. The official EU position is that the withdrawal agreement negotiated with Theresa May and rejected by the UK Parliament will not be reopened. But Irish Taoiseach Prime Minister Leo Varadkar and EU Chief Brexit negotiator Michael Barnier noted on Thursday that the EU was awaiting the election of a new UK Prime Minister and hearing about their proposed approach to Brexit. Up next, we'll take a break, and when we come back, it's going to be time for sports news. Stay with us.
Jamaican juggernaut scores his first goal for a professional side. And
Hello and welcome to the sporting segment of Clearview Television. I'm Ogutimeyin Tululapo Ogutimeyin. Newly elected chairman of FCT Football Association, Adam Mohammed, has promised to carry out an all-inclusive administration. Mohammed stated days at the end of the FCT FA election, where he emerged as the FCT FA chairman. Sport correspondent has the report. Chairman of FC Heart Football Club, Adam Mohammed, has emerged as the chairman of FCT FA election held at Capri Suite Hotel, Kuje. Mohammed polled a total of 11 votes to defeat the incumbent chairman, Musa Tale, who got 4 votes. Speaking after the election, Adam Mohammed said his administration planned to invest in youth and put structure in place that would turn around the fortune of football stakeholders in FCT.
We want to develop facilities, pitches in the area councils and in and around Abuja. And we also hope to develop human capital, the coaches, the players, administrators, and even all other stakeholders. We wish to carry everybody along and develop.
Ngozi, who happens to be the only female on the board, said she will work vigorously for the growth of women football in FCT.
I'm only the female in the board, so it will make me to at least go more, push those men to be able to look for sponsor with them so that we can get more talent. I'm promising FCT also that the league will come back to FCT.
By the grace of God, we are going to develop youth in Football Council of Federation.
In other elections, Patrick Ugogo, the incumbent vice chairman, lost to Kolo Salisu, who had 10 votes, to defeat Patrick Ugogo, who got 5 votes. For the office of second vice chairman, John Gaza secured a total number of 9 votes to defeat Seriki Hamidu, who got 6 votes. Ngozi Eze got 11 votes to defeat Barrister Victoria Lemigo, who got 4 votes for the position of female representative in the board. In other elections for the position of ordinary board member, the following emerged winners: Hasimiu Adamu, 9 votes, Patrick Bassi, 8 votes, Wakilu John, 7 votes, Abimbola Samuel, 9 votes. The election was a total sweep, with only one person returning from the former board. Ministry of Youth and Sports has inaugurated the subcommittees of the MOC for the 28th National Sports Festival Edo 2020 in Abuja. Speaking at the occasion, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sport, Olushade Adeshola, said the make of the subcommittees has been carefully selected, while he expects them to live up to expectations. The report. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth and Sport, Olushade Adeshola, has inaugurated the 8 subcommittees of the MOC for the 20th National Sports Festival. In his address, Olushade charged them to see the assignment as a call to national duty.
In constituting the subcommittees, consideration was given to the experience of nominees, their competence, exposure, and assessed commitment to successful delivery of assignments. I therefore wish to charge members of the subcommittees to see this assignment as a call to national duty. By your diligence in the handling of the responsibilities of your subcommittee, you'll be engraving your names in the Rock of Times, as history will forever remember your contributions to the success of the 20th NSF.
He also expressed gratitude to Edo State for their commitment towards delivering a landmark festival.
Before concluding this address, I want to once again express gratitude to the government of Edo State on their commitment to deliver a landmark 20th NSF come March 2020. So far, the state has adhered to the implementation of timelines for the festival. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to formally inaugurate the 8th subcommittee. Let members of the committee rise.
The National Sports Festival, scheduled for Edo State, will hold in March 2020. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sport, Olushade Adeshola, has charged the executives of Sports Online Media Practitioners Association of Nigeria, SOPAM, who paid him a courtesy call in Abuja. Olushade said he should make objectivity their watchword, while the ministry will give them the necessary support.
Some of the people that came, they said, you did not give this thing enough publicity. You see, you are working so hard. How did you know? They said you just saw it online. And they said they would. So we sincerely appreciate you. I want to assure you that we will sustain this partnership. And one of the ways we can also support you, that you support us, is through participation in our programs. To ensure through the press to see that you are represented at our program. The ministry will be going to Morocco in the year from August to September to participate in the 12th the Africa Games. We have reserved some slots for you. It may be very limited because of our resource availability. But one thing is that it is when we don't even call at all, that is when the problem, that's when the sin is. But if we're able to take one or maybe maximum of 2, it's better than not coming at all. The challenge with media is that the space is so large and the players are huge. When you look at the print media, such a large terrace. When you look at the electronics media, also substantial. And when you come to online news, it's also a large field. So it could be very challenging to government agencies with limited resources to really impact significantly on you. But you know in the heart of hearts that we appreciate appreciate you, we support you, we value your cooperation, and we want to assure you that we will continue to do this as we move along in the industry.
Yeah, and that's it from the sporting segment of Clearview Television. I'm Oguntimehin Tolulakpo Oguntimehin.
Jamaican juggernaut scores his first goal for a professional side. And
just before we go on the news, let's remind you of the stories that made headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday inaugurated the 2019 to 2023 session of the National Economic Council (NEC) at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Two speakers have emerged in the Bauchi State House of Assembly after rival factions swore in speakers and deputy speakers in a parallel inauguration in Bauchi on Thursday. And a U.S. military surveillance drone has been shot down by Iranian forces while flying over the Strait of Hormuz. And that's the news. Remember that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel via Clearview TV, like us on Facebook via Clearview Television Online, follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online, as well as Instagram at Clearview TV_NG. You can also watch Clearview TV on Archcomsat with any free-to-air decoder. For details, contact your local installer. I am Ten Ekpang. Many thanks for watching.